Just got Star Citizen? Let's get you set up, flying your ship and completing your first mission. I'll cover all the basics while sharing important keybinds to press as I walk you through everything. The verse can be pretty overwhelming, so this is your one-stop guide to getting started. I've broken down every essential step from choosing your first ship to your very first mission. You can use the timestamps below to navigate or just follow along with me. Let's get you ready to play Star Citizen. Before we get to play Star Citizen, we first need to make an account. I'll quickly walk you through everything. Here on the right hand corner, we say sign up. Then we say create a new account. Once here, you need to fill out these fields, your name, your email, and your password, date of birth. And the most important thing, make sure you use somebody's referral code. I'll put mine on the screen here, but you'll get 50,000 Alpha USC. This is starting money so that you can gear up quite quickly and then you just enlist. Now that you have created your account, you can just say play Star Citizen. It will take you to this page where you need to select your first game package. Now these game packages will change depending on what events are going on or what time you are playing. At the moment, we have the Mustang available and the Cutter as the cheapest options. Sometimes you can get the Aurora and a few other ships as well. But some really good starter ships are usually the Cutter. Avenger Titan is a community favorite, and also this package right here, the little Pisces. So all of them pretty decent, as well as the cheapest package will always be the best since you can start off pretty cheap. If you're scared that you're going to buy the wrong ship, don't worry about it. You can always upgrade your starter ship to a better ship in the future. Let me quickly show you how to do this. For example, this is my main account. I only have one, by the way. You can just go to your hangar here, say upgrade ship. Here you can select your starter ship. For example, I have this little Aurora here, which is my starter ship. And then you can just select any ship here to upgrade with. For example, I can select this Aurora here. I pay the difference and we have an upgraded ship. So that's basically how it works. If you want to pay the ship in the future, you can always upgrade and you just pay the difference. So you can't really make a big mistake, but I will always recommend that you stick with your starter ship, never upgrade, so that you can earn all your ships in game. Now that you have your starter ship, you can just go download game here at the top. Here you can click download. It will download the game for you. Just follow the install instructions. Once you open up the game launcher here, make sure you download the live version of the game to an SSD. This is very important since this game loads in a lot of things as you play. Now that you have everything downloaded, let's launch the game and get going. Once you have launched Star Citizen, you'll see two game modes here on the left. You'll get Arena Commander, which is multiple game modes. You can do FPS combat or ship combat in there. It's just a quick queue system. And the MMO part of Star Citizen is the Persistent Universe. This is the main game mode of Star Citizen. So we're going to click this and start creating our character. You get two options. You get male and female here. I'm going to choose my male character. I already created a character for myself, so I'm just going to load it in. You can take your time with this. I'm going to skip the tutorial. The reason for this, the tutorial is very buggy. Even for newer players, it's very confusing. So I'd rather just lead you through a regular gameplay session and teach you everything you need to know about the game. You won't miss out on much. So here we're going to select our Stanton system. And then if you want to follow along, you can select Orison, or you can just select your own city depending on what you want to do. I'll go over the key bindings with you no matter what and show you exactly how to play. But if you want to follow along, make sure to select Orison. The first time you load into game, it might take a minute just because you need to load in new shaders and there's quite a lot of them. So just be patient. We're finally in game. In 4.3, you will spawn in your home location hangar, so you don't have to navigate confusing cities. This is a blessing. So let me show you how to fly first and then I'll discuss all the other things. So go to your little terminal here. Press F. You'll probably only have one ship. I'm going to call my little Mustang here. Here you can see Mustang Alpha. You might have to deliver. I can just retrieve.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
It will send it up the hangar here. There we go. Our ship finally spawned. It might take a minute depending on how big your hangar is. I've got the biggest hangar, well, the second biggest hangar, just because I have access to bigger ships. You might have a small hangar starting off, but as you acquire ships in-game, your hangar size might increase. Let's run forward here by pressing W and Shift. Once at our ship, you can see we can enter here by the ladder. Just press F to enter. Once inside, we're going to press right Alt and R, not left Alt. We're going to press right Alt and then R to flight ready our ship. This will turn on all our systems.
All systems operational.
You can get different UIs depending on, I think I have the advanced UI turned on at the moment, but the main things to take note of, we are in SAM mode, meaning our guns is working and our shields as well. Here on the right hand side is our boost, so if we press shift we can boost, increasing the speed of our ship, but I'll teach you all of these things in a minute. First up, I want to teach you how to fly. In order to do this, I'm going to give us a third person look so that you can see what your ship is doing. In order to go third person, you're going to press F4. This will just give you a third person view. Now that our ship is on, we can tap spacebar. You go up slowly, just tap it, don't hold it in. And then we can use control to go down. To go forward, we press W. To go backwards, we press S. To go side to side, we press A. And then we press D. That's pretty simple. Now, let's drive upwards a bit by pressing spacebar, give us some space. Now, if we tap Q, we can roll the ship. Here we go. Level it out again. And if you press E, we roll to the other side. Can be a little bit confusing, but that's the basics of it. Now, I'm going to land again by hitting Control to go down. Our landing gear is still out. I'll raise it in a minute. There we go. Now, first person again. We're hitting F4. That's the basics of flight. If you know that, you're pretty much set to go. The only thing you can add is maybe boost, couple of maneuvers, and you can start fighting. I will teach you how to fight at the end of the video as well. But first, let's exit this hangar, and I'll teach you all about how to interact with the world and how to do missions. To exit the world, I'm gonna press Alt and then N. I'm gonna hold in Z. I can strafe up with my mouse. See there, I can look around by moving my mouse. I'm still gonna teach you how to fly just a little bit here and there. How to quantum travel next. Now that the hangar is opening, let's press spacebar to go up. I'm gonna press F4 again, just to make sure we don't hit the hangar. Outside now. Now, I can hit N to raise my landing gear. Should be raised. F4 again to enter first person mode. Now, you can pitch and yaw with your mouse just to control your nose of your ship and where you're going. We can hold W. Just aim your ship all the way up. You can see about 80 degrees here for me. I'm just gonna go all the way up. To enter quantum travel mode or nav mode, we can hold in B. This will activate our quantum drive so that we can jump places. I'm going to go to the station just above us. So I'm going to shift. Eventually, you will exit the atmosphere and this will be online. Once it is online, we can hit F2 to open up our Mobiglass and our map. You can see here's our map. Just above us is Serpent Station. You can either click on it or here on the top left, you can search for it. So I'm just going to type in him. We can select Serpent Station. Now, this green bar, we can click on it. It will route us here. Because we set a route, we can now go towards the icon, hover over it. And because we're in nav mode, we can spool our quantum drive, and to jump towards it, we can just hold in click and release.
Quantum travel complete.
Here is the station. Now we can just level out a little bit by pressing E, W to go forward. Here on the screen, you see this little icon, this little vector indicator. This is where your ship is going. So if I press Control and spacebar, you can see I can bounce it up and down. I can also go left and right. So if this is on an asteroid, going towards it, you will fly into the asteroid. It's basically your little indicator on where the momentum of your ship is going. Let's land at the station. We're going to buy a little bit of gear up, and then start doing FPS missions and ship combat missions. But first, let's land here. We're going to get a little bit closer. Let's hold in B
Shields enabled.
to activate SEM mode, also known as combat mode. We have access to our guns and shields now. I'm going to press Q to level out. Now let's call the hangar, land, so left alt N. There we go, hangar requested. Let's look for our hangar. Here you can see a little icon with our name. In this case, it's the core gameplay, small hangar. I'm just holding W to go forward. A little bit of strafing with D. Spacebar to go up. Let's see. Here we go. Take out the landing gear by hitting N. Going third person by hitting F4. Pressing W, and then we can press Control to strafe downwards. Once down, we can land here. Just level out a bit with the strafe and roll. All landed. F4 again. Now we're in the cockpit. Turn off our engines with I. You can see here's our energy sources at the bottom. If I press I again,
Engine systems enabled.
engines on, engines off.
Systems disabled.
Here we go. Now let's exit by holding Y. And that's the basics that you need to know on how to get to your first station. Now let's go gear up and set our respawn. So in order to do this, we're just gonna go to the elevator here in front. We're gonna hold F. It's gonna activate this little hand. Click call elevator. It finally arrived. Now we can hold in F again and say lobby. The first thing we're gonna do is set our respawn. So if we ever die, we're gonna respawn right here. Don't worry, you can also recall your ship. You won't lose it at all. You will be able to get your ship back. Now, once here, we're gonna make a right. We're gonna find the clinic to set our respawn. So here you can see medical clinic. We can go up here, run into the guy, and then right here, regeneration. Press F to use and say transfer imprint. So whenever we die, we will get 3D printed right back. Now once here, we can go to the shop here as well to go buy a med gun. Med guns, very important to keep you alive during FPS combat. We did start off with 50,000, so this is very helpful for us. We're going to scroll all the way down. We're going to buy a Paramed medical device. This will help us to heal ourselves in combat. I'm going to buy one. I'll equip it after we get our gear. So buy it. There we go. Very nice. Exit. Now let's go buy armor and a decent weapon. Since at the moment we only have a pistol on us. As you can see, I'm going to press F4. Here's our suit. We've got a suit and a helmet. and the pistol. Also a med pen, which you can use to heal, but a little bit ineffective for injuries. I'll teach you everything on how to heal and how to shoot in a minute. Now let's make our way over to the orange elevators. Once here, you can select the elevator, go to the Galleria. We are here. We're going to go to the armor shop to buy gear to gear up. We will be getting some money for our FPS mission, but first we need to gear up so we don't die instantly. Let's go to the terminal here. Let's use it by hitting F. First, I'm going to buy some heavy armor, so I'm going to go torso. Scroll all the way down. You can choose your color, but I'm going to go with a gray for here. Select it. This is 5,000 thereabout. You should start off with 50k, so you should be decent. Now for arms, I'm gonna go with the gray arms here as well. Have a matching set. And then we can select our legs. Scroll down. Same for the legs, gray. Helmet. Also a gray one. Don't worry, we'll make this money back in an instant. And then finally, backpack. You can choose whatever you like. I'm going to go with a bigger backpack since we can fill it with guns and later sell. I'm going to buy this as well. And finally, we need a weapon, right? So I'm just going to say all categories. I'm going to go to personal weapons. Let's select something that's very common and that we can find ammo for. Here is a P4. Very nice weapon. Super stable. Beginner friendly. I'm going to buy one. And also we're going to buy some mags. You can see P4 AR mags. I'm going to buy as well. Just going to buy 6. Now we're all good to go here. Let's go equip everything. To do this, we need to find the terminal. Just run forward. And here on our right hand side, we should find a terminal to equip everything. You can replace this gear afterwards. But here's the terminal. I have a lot of junk in our inventory. Let's just scroll down all the way. I'm going to equip my chest piece I bought. My arms by just double clicking. Just double click everything. And then the gun. And of course our med gun as well. And here at the bottom is our ammo. We're going to right click. Equip all. Now we're all set to go. But we first need a tractor beam as well. We're going to use it a bit later on. To buy this, we need to make our way over back to the elevators here. Once here, we select the elevator, call it, go to the cargo center. We're finally here. Let's go up the steps. Looks like somebody occupied the other ones with the trolley. But we're just going to go up here. Cargo services. This is where we're going to buy one of the most important tools in game, the Multitool. So we're going to use this. Type in tool. Buy a Multitool. Buy one. And then also a beam. Here you can see a tractor beam. This is an attachment for the Multitool. You can equip a lot of things to the Multitool. Even a mining tool or a cutter. But for now, only the tractor beam is important to us. Let's go equip it as well. I'm going to run all the way back so that we can find a terminal to equip everything. Here we go. So use by hitting F. Scroll all the way down. Your inventory will be a lot cleaner. You're going to double click the tractor beam and double click the attachment. I'll show you how to use this to get free weapons in a minute for your ship. Now let's jump down and go back to our hangar. We're equipped. We have reset our spawn. Let's go hangar and habs so that we can go back to our ship. Finally here, we're just going to run forward until we get to the terminals here. Our ship should already be here. But if it isn't, you can just go here. use this
Vehicle retrieval system.
and call your ship again. But in our case, our ship should still be in the hangar. So we can just exit
Please visit us again.
and go back to our hangar. Just gonna say use, hitting F, right? And then scroll all the way down and clicking my hangar. And here we go. We've got our ship. I'm gonna get in it so long, and then I'm gonna teach you about the Mobiglass, also a very important tool and the way you interact with the game. We're in our ship again. So how do you use the Mobiglass? Well, this is the most important tool in game. You're gonna hit F1 to open it. Here you'll find the home page. It will give you a bunch of updates, your health, your oxygen, if it's safe to breathe in the Atmo, and your crime stat. You can go to prison in this game, so just be careful. But the most important tabs here is probably the contract tab. All of the others is also important. For example, this is your health, gives you updates on the intake of your drugs, comms. Here you can find your friends, invite them to party, pending invites, contracts. You're going to use this a lot. This is where all the missions are located. We're going to go to the mercenary tab in a minute. We're going to take combat mission for FPS and then a dogfighting mission so that I can teach you both combats. And obviously the map, you're going to use this constantly. Sometimes it can bug out quite a bit, but just be patient with it. Here we go. There's the map. We are around Crusader at the moment, but you can zoom out with scroll wheel to find the Stanton system. If you zoom out all the way, you'll eventually see the Pyro system. We only got 2 systems at the moment. But let's go back to our system. You just double click it. There we go. Now for the journal. This is just some updates, how to regen, how to heal yourself, basic guides. And sometimes it will even track progress with some missions. You also get an asset manager. This is where all your loot is stored. You can double click on a planet and look what you have there. The reputation tab, very important. The more rep you have with the faction, the more missions you have. And sometimes you can even make more money. For example, Headhunters. This is an outlaw gang. If you level up with them, you can make quite a decent amount of money because you can get access to drugs. You can see I'm pretty high level now, but I want to be elite soon. Your wallet, you can transfer money to other players. Landing is very important. This is how you repair, restock, and refuel your fuel. So you can see here, I've got no repair cost, no restock cost, but I do need to refuel. Only gonna cost 1 alpha UEC and 9 for my hydrogen fuel. So might as well top up a little bit. Once full, it will say no service. You will need to be on a pad to repair or to refuel, so just take note. And finally, the vehicles tab. The vehicles tab is also very important. Up here, you select your ship that you have available, and then you can customize its loadout. For example, I have a Mirai Pulse here. This is a space bike. You can't really customize much of it, but I'll quickly give you a look in the inventory system. So it has a skin on, it has a cooler, a power plant, and a weapon that's bespoke. You can't take it off, but this is the main way you're going to be upgrading your ships from, so make sure you get familiar with this. For now, it's not as important, but I will show you how to get free ship guns in our mission that we're going to be doing. Now that you know the system, let's go to contracts and do our first FPS mission by going to mercenary. Now your missions might vary, but I'm going to look for an easy mission so that we can do it together. I'll show you how to heal during that mission and how to loot some items to make a profit by selling them. A nice beginner mission here is help protect a site. This will spawn a bunch of enemies with security guards. They will fight each other, but you need to help the security. So I'm going to take this. It's 44,000. Let's go see what we can do. I'm going to accept. Once here, we can go to the map. And you can just click the yellow icon here. It should take us right to the location. And on the left hand side, you can just click and it should be able to route us there. Now let's open the hangar and go there. So I'm going to exit. Remember, we need to turn on our engines because we turned it off previously. Press I.
Engine systems enabled.
If you hold Z, you can look at the energy. You can also power manage your systems. So if I hold F, bring up my little hand, I can put power to guns, power to shields, and then a little bit to engine. This will optimize your power just a little bit. You can even scroll wheel, go left and right. I can turn off some of my coolers, even put more power into my engines. Now we're a little bit more maneuverable, plus our boost is better. Let's get out of this hangar. So I'm just going to left alt N. I'm holding Z to look up. Our hangar door should open eventually, but you can see at the moment we are in a hangar queue. We will need to wait. It's finally opening. I'm just holding Z to look up and move my mouse. You can see it's opening. I'm going to go third person here by hitting F4. Now I can slowly but surely tap spacebar just to see we can exit. Nice. W to go forward. Now I'm going to hit N to raise my landing gear. F4 again.
Landing
First
gear
person.
retracted.
Let's go to our mission location. By holding B, we will activate our quantum drive and go into nav mode. Now we can spool by just hovering over the mission icon and holding click to jump. We have arrived at the planet here. Now hover over the mission icon, spool again. Once ready, holding click to jump again. We have arrived on the moon here. We will need to orientate ourselves upright. So I'm just going to press Q to roll a little bit. There we go, we're all leveled out. Now I can press W to go forward towards our target. We're getting pretty close now. Just make sure you slow down. I'm just going to hold B to activate my shields as well. We're entering SEM mode now. Since we're pretty close, and this will allow us to slow down a little bit more. Plus it will protect us from turrets. Not the whole bunch, but at least the initial volley to react a little bit. Let's get close to the ground here. I'm going to activate my landing gear. By hitting N, you can also ping by scanning. So if you press tab, you can ping. But for now, a bunch of dead ships around here. Let's just land. You can see the NPCs. You can shoot the NPCs with your weapons on your ship. But I want to test out my weapon here first. So I'm going to land close to cover. Here we go. Or land it. Turn off your engines with I. Hold Y to get out. They're already shooting us, so we need to be careful. I'm just going to run behind my ship here. Press number 2 to bring out my weapon. Pressing shift to run faster and W. Right click is aim. Here you can see is a guard. This is a 9-tail. If they're wearing blue, don't shoot at them. Let's go forward here. See, there's another one. There's a heavy. Just clicking to fire. We will pick up their loot in a minute. But first, let's clear everything. Seems like we're decent. Here is a heavy armored guy. Sometimes they have decent loot. Just F to loot. They have an oxygen pen. Can loot their armor as well by pressing tab. So you can steal all of their armor if you want to. You can just shift click. Put it in your backpack. But I'm mostly here for their weapons. We're going to sell that to make a profit. You can see here's another guy. Quite a bit of them. Let's see what they have. So here's a shotgun. I'm going to throw it in my backpack. These red things, they are medicine. You can just equip them. And we also have nades. In order to heal yourself if you're in danger, you can either press 4 if you have med pens, or you can press number 3 because we do have a med gun. Remember, we bought this earlier. So in order to heal yourself, you can just press B. You can shoot a couple of rounds into you and you're all good to go. But for example, let's say you get really hurt and your limbs are red, you can press B again, hold in F, click this little tab at the top and just say auto. And this should put some drugs into your limbs so that you at least can fire your gun or fly your ship. So that's very helpful. But let's go back here. I'm going to hit B again, take out my gun and loot the rest of the guns. You can also crouch down by holding C. Seems like the contract automatically completed for some reason. Oh shit, he's going to fire at me. I think we're okay. Contract automatically completed because the guards killed everybody inside, but I'm still going to show you around. Just want to loot all of the guns because we're going to sell this for a profit. I'm just going to hit I while standing next to it. I'm going to throw the guns into my inventory here so that we can fill up our backpack. You can also loot the NPCs. Just quickly, here's all their ammo. I'm going to loot everything though. We can sell this for a profit. I'm going to go inside to show you around. Here's another gun. Throw it in there as well. Let's quickly go down the elevator for in case. Just for in case your mission doesn't autocomplete like mine. You might as well see how to do a bunker as well. Let's go inside here. Hit sub level. You should be able to see some NPCs here. You can also repool your ammo by hitting left alt 1. You should be able to repool your ammo. This will take all of the ammo in the backpack and throw it into your mags. Finally down here, I'm hoping we can see some loot boxes so that I can show you some of those. But might as well loot some of these NPCs. Let's see. This guy had a P4 just like we do, so we can steal their ammo. Also, we can take their gun. Sometimes it does take a while for the gun to transfer, but in most cases, you can steal most of the things on NPCs' bodies. I am going to take all the guns though, since we want to make a decent profit. Basically pay back our armor. There is a 9-tail as well. This guy has a sniper. So we can just click. It will drag it to this inventory. Also take the ammo. You can take the armor as well if you wanted to. Just press tab, or if you want to go advanced view, you can click this little arrow here on the right hand. It will give you all of the loadouts. You can see I can put this helmet in my backpack, but I don't really want it, so I'll just drop it. Let's look around. Here is a security guard, so if they wear blue, don't shoot them. You will go to prison. It might take a while to get out. Here is a crate, a very good loot crate. Let's see what's inside. Usually decent guns, ammo, some more guns. My backpack is pretty full at the moment, so I can't take all of it, but very good to show you. Let's run around again. See if there's more NPCs. Maybe we can still deal with them. But the mission did complete. This is crates where you can get some medicine. You can see here's the gun that we can heal with. I don't need it, but you can definitely stock up on it. If you ever die, don't worry about it. You won't lose your gear anymore. Star Citizen made it that way. So you should be pretty decent. As long as the things weren't in your backpack, you won't lose it. Everything on your person, like your guns and your armor, you will basically keep it. I think we're pretty much lured up here. I can't fit any more items in my backpack. So I will go sell all of these to make a little bit of a profit. I think we're all done here. I basically showed you everything that I wanted to show you, just to teach you how to heal and how to fight just a little bit here and there. And obviously, looting is always a big component of this game, so I wanted to show you that as well. Let's go back to the station, sell this gear, and then I'll teach you how to do some combat in a ship. So just go to the elevator again, go up. We made it outside here. If you're wondering, did you complete the mission? Well, you can always look by hitting F1. Going to contracts. Then here it history, drop down, and here it will say completed. I'm going to get in my ship, head over to Surfim Station. Here we go. Just press F again to enter. Once inside, we can press I to activate our engines. Press spacebar to go up, and then N to raise landing gear. I'm going to shift a little bit to get out of atmosphere. Hold in B to activate quantum travel. Make sure I'm out of atmosphere as well then. There we go, we're out. I'm going to press F2 to open my map. Type in Surfim, or I'm just typing in him, it will show up. Surfim Station, it's our home location now, and we can route. Let's jump there. Now we look for the OM marker, it's a little circle. It will show us though. I'm just going to roll here with E. Hold and click to jump. Then we can route to Surfim Station. And obviously jump as well by clicking. Sometimes you can end up at a different spot than the station even though you jump to it. Surfim Station is a little bit buggy, so you can just reroute yourself again, do a second jump, and you should be able to get there eventually. It's just a little bit of a bug of this station in particular. Just route again, and we can jump. And there we go, we're at the station. Let's land. To land, I'm just going to hold in B again, activate my shields and my guns. And then I can call the station by hitting Alt and N. So that's left Alt and N. We will be in a queue, but it seems like we already got a hangar, even though it says we're in a queue. Let's see if we can go land. Okay, I'm going to bring out my landing gear by hitting N. Third person, F4. Control to strafe down. And we should be good to go here. Now, F4 to enter first person mode here. And F1 to open up my Mobi. I'm just going to see, did I take any damage? So yes, I do need to repair. So landing, auto repair, some fuel. Sometimes it will bug out. Just go to the wallet tab and back to refresh your UI. Now let's get out and go sell these guns that we just bought. You can keep some of it if you want to. I'll show you how. So I'm just going to go to the terminal here to store some of the weapons if you want to keep them. But you can just throw them in here if you want. You can see here's all our weapons. I'm going to keep my Tiger Claw. I'm just going to shift and click to put it in that area. But here is all our weapons. Let's go sell it for a profit since we need to make our money back. We did get some money for the mission as well, but we want to make a little bit extra on the side. After selling everything, I'll show you exactly how to fight with the ship. So I'm just going to go back to lobby here. Just remember, you hold in F and you can just click on lobby to use the elevator. Finally here, let's go search for the yellow elevators since they are the main areas of station. Here we go. We can just click again, holding F and clicking. Let's go to the Galleria. Let's make our way back to the armor shop. It's just straightforward here. And to the left, here we can use the terminal to sell our goods. So F, and up here we select sell. And then by the drop down here, we can select our backpack. And here everything should show up that we looted. You can either quick sell or you can just click here, say sell. You will sell the mag as well. You'll get a little bit extra, but if you quick sell, you won't get a little extra money. So you can just sell. You'll gain the credits. I'm quickly going to sell everything. I'm not going to let you watch. It's quite tedious, but I'm going to quickly do everything here. And there we go. I'm going to keep my knife though. So to equip my knife, I'm just going to hit I and double click. Should equip it to my pants. To bring out your main weapons is usually 1, 2, 3, and then 4 as well. So just those buttons. 4 is for healing, 3 is your pistol or your med gun, and then 1 and 2 is your main weapons. You can also hold down number 1 key to get a wheel. I'm holding down the key, so you can see I can select here if I wanted to. So not too bad. Let's go back to our hangar and I'll show you how to do a combat mission. So I'm just going to go back to the elevator here. Hangar and Habs. Here we go. Now we can just run forward. Eventually, you'll see the terminals here. Let's use our elevator. This guy's running around with a laser. I think that's a mining laser, so it can definitely hurt us. But let's go back to our hangar. I'll get into our ship and I'll show you the mission that you can take to start off with. The beginner mission should be pretty easy, but I'll show you how to target ships and how to flare missiles. So we're just going to use here. So before we enter combat, let me just quickly show you a couple of things. First off, how do you flare off a missile? Let's say it's incoming. Well, you can hold down H, you queue up your flares, and it will fire. Or you can set an amount. So if I hold in right Alt and then press H, you can see my flare count is increasing. And if I go third person here by hitting F4 and I press H, you'll see I'm going to fire off my flares so that I can avoid missiles. This is very important. You can also pop a noise. This is basically like a smoke. It will make your ship's vector disappear. So if I press J, I will pop a smoke around me. They can't lock onto me. So very nice. Usually you can pop that, hold in B and quantum away. Quite helpful. So basically that's how you set up your flares. I'm going to keep mine at 5 at the moment. Now for power management. Power management in your ship is quite important. I'm going to hold down F here and find a screen. You can swap around these screens, but here's my power screen. First, I'm going to turn on my engines, hitting I, so that I can use all of my power. Now I'm holding F. You can see here, I've got full power to weapons, full power to engines, and full power to shields. You can get some power by turning off your coolers, but I've got 2 cooling blocks here. My 1 cooler is off, just so that I can get enough juice to power all of my weapons, but you can basically just click, you give more or less. If you give more to your weapons, you'll have more capacitor. You can see here my shots 75. If I lower it, it's only 47. So increase that to have more bullets. Your engines will give you a little bit more boost and maneuverability, and your shields will regenerate faster, and it will activate multiple shields if you have more than one. Now that you know the basics of power management and flares and how to flare things off, let's actually do the mission. To get the mission, we hit F1. We go to contracts, go to offers, and here by mercenary, we're going to do our first mission. Here we go. We found our mission here. It's Combat Gauntlet Scenario 1. You might have to do an intro mission. I can't quite remember, but this mission is very easy. Plus it's voice acted, so very decent. I'm going to accept this. We're going to fight a couple of small ships. I'm going to teach you how to target and so forth. So accept. Press exit. He will talk to you.
Hey, rookie. Thanks for signing up for my combat pilot training course.
Now that we have our mission, let's open our hangar. Left Alt and N. We call the hangar doors. We can just hold down Z and look around with our mouse to see if the doors open. Very nice. F4, third person. And we can strafe up with spacebar. W to move forward. N to pick up landing gear. Let's go to our mission area here. So I'm going to hit F2 to open map. Click on the right hand side here so that we can go to the mission. And we just click the green bar here on the left to route. Now that we're all routed, we can hold down B,
Shields.
activate our quantum drive, jump to the OM here. Let's spool. Once spooled, we can hold down click.
Quantum travel engage. Quantum travel complete.
There we go. Now we can jump to our mission location.
Quantum travel
Okay, we're all good. Now let's use B to activate ECM mode. We'll gain our guns and we'll also get our shields. Make sure that you set your flares. We're gonna hold down right Alt and H. Set it to at least 5. Whenever you get muzzled, remember to press H. Let's go forward with W. Remember, you can roll with Q and E. To actually do a maneuver, you can hold spacebar and then use Q or E. This will allow you to be a bit more evasive. But let's go forward here and talk to Keely.
Okay, you're in the right place. Stand by while I deploy your targets.
Our targets are here. So to target, I'm just going to untarget them. Alt T. So to target them, you just press T. Go a little bit forward until you see a pip, and then you can aim towards them. Let's see if we can kill the ship. Should be pretty easy. I am using mouse and keyboard. Usually I use a joystick. But for this, I'm going to use mouse and keyboard. Just to be in the same boat as you. I'm also a newbie now. Just aim at the pip. And you try to be evasive as possible. A good maneuver is usually you hold spacebar. And you try to roll into the pip. This is the best way to stay evasive. Especially if you don't know a lot of maneuvers. A very easy way. The shield is already down. Now we can just keep on target. We should have them soon. Just notice our mag is emptying as we shoot. So sometimes that will need to regenerate. Good thing about fighting is always just try to stay behind them. You can use control or whatever maneuver you want. But you're just starting out, so don't get too fancy with it. Just out-aim them for the most part. Just use your mouse to aim and you should be pretty decent to start off with. Later fights it gets a little bit more difficult. Should have them almost here. You can soft def a ship or you can hard def them. If you soft def a ship, you can loot their guns. In a minute, I will be looting the Pisces guns to show you how to customize your ship.
Next one is on its way.
So this one we're just going to leave here. It's soft defed. You can hard def it. Don't really need its corpse. Its guns is too big for our ship. Might as well destroy it. The other ship is here. I'm just going to target with T. Now we can shoot. Luckily for us, it didn't missile. This one does have missiles. For some reason it's just standing still. Maybe the server is bad. But we can soft def this and steal his weapons in a minute. Let's just see here.
target has been
There we go. We soft defed it. I'm just gonna mark it with Alt 1 so that we don't lose it after we fight the last target here. Does seem like there's a little bit of cargo here as well. I'm waiting for the other target.
contact.
Okay, here we go. So this target is a very big target. No idea why it's standing still as well. So this thing is super tanky. You will need to fight it quite a bit. But I'm pretty sure you can do it. Just stay out of its nose. And you should be able to do this, hopefully. But just remember, whenever you get shot at, you can just spacebar, tap spacebar and Q. Do a maneuver like this. You're gonna strafe up and Q, 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 Q. And you should be able to avoid most of the fire. Very difficult with keyboard, I know. But that's basics of flying. Maneuvering. Usually, I use a joystick. Just an old Logitech 3D Pro joystick. That's how I fly with some racing pedals. But you can definitely do some things with keyboard as well. I'm just going to shoot this thing until it's red. And then we can loot the little Pisces for its weapons. It's finally red. Took a minute. Quite tanky though. So just be careful here. She might ram you every now and then, or at least try. So you can outstrafe them.
Congrats
There
on
we go.
completing another part of
Let's
your
loot that
course.
weapons so that you can upgrade your first piece of your ship.
I'll see you when you're ready to continue your training.
So to loot the weapons, I'm just going to park right in front of this ship. I'm going to press Alt K to unlock my ports. This will allow me to equip weapons to my ship. But let's get out here. Just going to get out into space. I'm going to get out my tractor beam by hitting 5. You can see I can activate it there. There should be little guns in front here that we can use for our own ship. You just see here. There we go. Now I can just pull downwards. Be able to unequip it here. You just see. There we go. Got it. Now we need to equip these guns to our wings, I believe. We just find the ports. There's our first gun. You can just snap it in place. This is part of a little bit of salvage gameplay. This is my favorite gameplay loop. This is why I'm teaching you this as well. Since you can basically get weapons for free and you don't have to go buy it in shops. Let's go forward here. See if it snaps. Get a little bit closer. There we go. It's green. And now we have 3 weapons. All that we need to do is go to the pad, store our ship, remove some components, and re-equip them, and we can save the loadout. We can even die with the loadout. The weapons will persist. Unfortunately, we did run into a server error. I'm just going to wait it out for a little bit. We are finally back. Looks like it did recover after 10 minutes though. Here's some of the things you will be experiencing as you play Star Citizen. Not a complete game yet, but still very annoying sometimes. Let's go see if we can actually customize a ship here. Just enter. I also saw a bit of cargo laying around here. Let me just see if I can find it after the server crash. Maybe it might be interesting to see how to load and unload cargo. Here is the cargo. It's nothing super good, but we can still probably throw it on the ship. We do have a little cargo bay, not a big one. Let me just see if I can throw it on here. This is from a destroyed ship though, so it's not random. Somebody did lose it here. Just going to press my open up all button. You can find this button at the back of the ship as well. I just like to press it. You will need to set it in the key mining menu. Mine is number 8. But let's see if we can actually throw this onto our little cargo grid here. Where is our box? Let me just open everything. Here we go. So open. This is a little cargo bay for your ship. Now my tractor beam is not working for some reason. I think it might be because of the server error. Just gonna throw it in my backpack. There we go. Finally working. They do a bunch of workarounds. I've never done this before with a little Mustang, but I'm hoping this can fit. You see here. So it can definitely snap. A little bit finicky. Push it all the way back there. Let's get the other one. Maybe I can show you how to put this on the grid as well. So you can sell these boxes. I'm not going to show you how this tutorial because it's probably a bit too long. But just know you can go to Grimhex and sell these. Very annoying cargo grid this, but it can definitely snap. Let's see, can we close? Here we go. And where is the main button? I haven't used this ship in so long. Probably up here. There we go. Close canopy. So you can open and close it there as well. Super nice. Now let's go back to Servant Station here. I do want to show you how to save your weapons. so that you can't lose them when you get destroyed. It's just a little bit of equipping and unequipping. But let's go back to the station, repair our ship, and I'll show you how to store your ship as well. You can see our one weapon is probably broken. That's why it has 0 power to it, but we can still fix it up. I'm just going to hit F2 here, type in my station name. Again, I'm just going to type in him, select Seraphim, and let's jump. Finally at the station, I'm just going to land, but now you probably know how to do this. Just Alt N again, and then you fly into the hangar right, or land it. I'm going to turn off my engines with I, hold Y to get out of my ship. First, I'm going to take off the cargo here. Since we did find a little bit of cargo, I can show you how this is done as well. Very lucky. First, we're going to take the elevator here, send it up. This is how you store the cargo, so that you eventually can go sell it at the Galleria, basically where we bought the armor. You can go to the admin's office, there's also a shop there, and go sell it. But you will need to go to Grimhex instead, since this might be illegal cargo. So just open, take out the tractor beam with 5. Can we get it out of here? Yes, we can. I'm just going to throw it on the grid. So it's very basic. Use the tractor beam. You just click and use scroll wheel. You can also rotate by holding down R and just scroll wheeling. You can also use your mouse up and down, left and right, and you can scroll wheel. That's basically how it works. To extend your beam, you release R and you just scroll wheel. That's basically how you use the multi-tool. Very convenient. Now we can send our cargo down again. Just say use. And we can send it down to keep it safe. Now when we log off, it will stay in our inventory. I'm quickly going to store our ship and show you how to customize it as well. Go back to the terminal, say use,
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
scroll all the way down to your little ship, say store.
Vehicle has been moved to us to please visit
It will go into the floor. It managed to store, hit F1 to customize, go to vehicles. Here we select our ship, scroll all the way down to your Mustang Alpha or your starter ship. Here is all the components. For systems, I'm going to unequip a cooler. I'm just going to unequip one, hit save. And then I can equip it again. Why do I do this? Well, we basically looted 2 weapons. They weren't stock, so we first need to unequip an item, save, and then re-equip. So whenever we die with those 2 weapons equipped, once we recall our ship, we can basically get those 2 weapons back without having to pay anything. So very nice. It will always be with us. You can see we've got our repeaters. For some reason, the one repeater disappeared. I think it might be damaged. Let's quickly bring up the ship. Maybe it disappeared because it was damaged. Remember, it had a 0 ammo count. That's probably what happened. I should have probably repaired before storing it. But at least you know now how to customize your ship and save your weapons. Just repair before you store your ship. It's definitely gone. We've got one on that wing, but not on this wing. Well, that was my fault. There's one more thing I need to teach you. In order to do this, we're going to go to the space station. I need to teach you how you can use water just to sustain yourself. You can see we're getting thirsty. This is also very important. So just go here. Run forward. We're going to go to the pizza shop here, so that we can restore our food and water. Unfortunately, pizza shop doesn't actually sell pizza. But if we press F4 here, you can see we have a helmet on. If we hold down Alt H, we will remove our helmet. Press F4 again, buy a bottle of cool drink. Once you have it, you can just left click and left click again to open it and have a nice little drink. Just hold down click. You can see on the right hand, there's a bar depleting. We're all done. Now you can just hold click and throw away your bottle. That's basically how you restore your water and food. Just remember to press Alt H again to put on your helmet. Now, I know this was probably a lot to learn, a lot of key bindings to remember, but I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, please leave a like. And if you want to make a little bit of money starting out, then you can watch this video right here. Thank you for watching.